Good morning, spacemen. Welcome to Space Operations Delta. I'm your captain, Captain Collins. Welcome back to X4 Cradle of Humanity, where we have a look, as you just saw in the beginning, at the S and M class ships of the Terrans. And we are already starting in one of the cockpits to let you see how the Terrans look like. Just a quick reminder, this is still the pre-released beta version of Cradle of Humanity. The complete version and version 4.0 will drop on March 16th, 2021, and you can already pre-purchase them on GOG and Steam. So let's go in the game and see how Terrans look like. I have one sitting here and you will see the uniform, how the Terrans look like. As you can see, white and dark gray, that's how they look like. From here on, we will start with the smallest ships and we'll make our way to the largest M-class ships, just like in the beginning. We start with the smallest, the S-class Career Frog. And this is how you go inside of the ship. There's the teleporter. This door will open at a dock, and then you come into the ship, going through a hallway, going up a ladder, another turn, and then you are here at the bridge. The Frog is maybe the smallest ship in here. This is the S-class Career. As you can see, very small. There is the cockpit where the model already sits in. There's the door that I talked about. And we will take a look at the buying menu just like we did for the other ships. So the S-class of Frog is maybe the smallest ship you can get. It has just one engine and one shield, and that's it. The ship statistics tell you that it has got a container storage of almost 1,800 cubic meters. And if you put a shield on it, a Terran Shield Mark III, then you have 1,480 megajoule shield additionally. The next one is the Copis. That's an S-class miner, a mineral miner. And they changed the front from the one cargo container to a forward-facing mining laser. Let's have a quick look at the buying menu for the Copis miner. You also have a shield and an engine. There changes nothing. You have the one forward-facing small weapon, which of course should be a mining laser. But you can also put a pulse laser or whatever and take this thing as a very small attack ship, although it wouldn't make any sense. If we take a look at the statistics, we do have a little bit less hull, but therefore we have a little bit more storage. We have 2,380 cubic meters of solid storage. As you know, there are no S-class miners for gas, and that's why we just take a step further and we go to the scouts. So the first S-class scout, there you have a look at the interior. That's where you come in from the teleport. That's your door when you're at the dock. And that's basically the cockpit. That's the Nimcha from the outside. You can see the cockpit at the bottom there. The only weapon on this ship is way further above you, and that looks kind of weird when you're firing that weapon, but okay. We have 2 engines. And overall, a very cool, sleek, and fast-looking design. A very fast-looking design with these fins at the edge. So that's the Nimcha in the buying menu. As I said, one forward-facing gun, 2 engines, and 1 single S-class shield. So we do get the same shield strength as on the others. If we take a Mark III, then we're again at 1,482. By the way, a Mark II shield would be 1037 and a Mark I shield is 869. Just so you know how to pick your shields. As weapons, the Terrans have the Meson Stream, the Proton Barrage, or the Pulse Laser. I will show you them later. For now, we just take a look at the ship's weapons afterwards. So here you go with a high preset. We're taking a look at the Terran Combat Engine Mark III. And with that engine, this thing is pretty fast. A travel speed of almost 4,000 meters per second. A boost speed of almost 3,200 meters per second. 300 is the normal speed. That could be a little bit better, but this thing is really a sprinter and a container storage of 970 for that. The next scout is a little bit lower tier. We have a more basic version of that, and this is the rapier. The rapier looks also very sleek. It's of course not that chunky as the Nimcha, but it looks also pretty good. You have the same weapon there. You have just one single engine, which is kind of neat that they put it vertically instead of horizontally so that it looks way better in this design. And of course you have the one shield on there. In the buy menu there are no surprises, and the ship statistics tell us that if we go with the Terran Travel Engine Mark III, we have a travel speed of 5,246 meters per second, so a little bit faster than the Nimcha. Of course there is not that much mass to be transported, although you just have one single engine instead of two. The hull with 1,400 and the shield capacity, like with all the other ones, the same. We're in the next class. We are in the fighter class, and as you can see, every single class has got its own cockpit, and the fighter class looks like that. You come in from here. There is your seat. That door will open at the dock. And we're in a Takoba. The Takoba is the first fighter. This is a light fighter. It has 2 forward-facing guns and 3 engines. It looks very, very sleek. The Takoba also has 2 S-class shields. They are both on top. At the bottom there's nothing. And like I said, the 2 forward-facing guns there, 3 engines. So if we take a look at the travel speed here, we have 5,077 with combat engines Mark III. The boost speed goes up to 4,100 meters per second. We have a hull of 3,400 megajoule, and the shield goes up to, well, twice S-class shield, so 2,964. You have 20 missiles on board, which you could use. You could also make this thing a torpedo boat if you would like, as maybe some support ships, but definitely not as your main ships in a fighter fleet. The next one is the Kukri. The Kukri is a mid-tier fighter. It has got 3 forward-facing guns, and it looks a little bit chunkier than the Takoba. The Kukri, although in here comes with just a single S-class shield, a single engine, and 3 forward-facing guns. So it lacks a lot of travel speed, of course. Instead of the Takoba with 3 engines, it has just got a travel speed of 2,728 meters per second and a boost speed of 2,200 meters per second. A little bit more hull, 300 more hull, so we have 3,700 megajoule of hull. But of course you lack the second shield generator there. So you have a little bit more firepower, but you can't take that much hits. The next one, the Morea, the high tier S-class fighter with 4 forward-facing guns. It looks completely different than the other ships, if you ask me. It looks really, really completely different, but a very cool design. At first, I thought that this was a Paranid ship and that I selected something wrong. It also looks very different if you take a look into the cockpit. The cockpit is very, very small, just with this small area here, and then there comes already the seat. So like I said, it has 4 forward-facing guns, and that's why I see this as a high-tier fighter before we come to the heavy fighters. Let's take a look into the buying menu. And there you see the design again. You have the 4 guns at the front, the 2 engines, and the 1 shield generator at the back. You see a hull strength of additionally 300 megajoule more, hull strength 4,000. Just 1 single shield, so it's still a little bit higher than the Kukri, but it is the fastest ship you can get from the Terrans with a travel speed of 5,934. And if we change this to travel engines, you get up to a travel speed of 8,255 meters per second. That is damn fast. So if you need something very, very, very fast, this one is the go-to. And if we just take a very, very quick look at the Pegasus Sentinel, which was former fastest ship in the game, 8,155 with Paranid travel engines. But this time you even got 4 weapons on that thing. Amazing. So let's go to the heavy fighters. The first heavy fighter is The Kalis, this is the inside. You can see in the cockpit that instead of one logo, you have two logos inside. That way you know you're in a heavy fighter. And the seat is also a little bit further away, so you have a little bit more room in that ship. From the outside, the Kalis looks very cool, very forward facing. Just a shiny, good looking heavy fighter. As you can see here, Kalis, a heavy fighter, has got 4 S-class shields. You have 2 engines and 2 forward-facing guns. You have additionally 300 more hull strength, so you are at 3300 megajoule. The shield goes up to almost 6000 megajoule, which gives you a total of 9300 hit points in total. You do have some good speeds. Of course, the strafing, yaw, pitch, roll, and everything is very, very good on this fighter. They are all very, very agile. Last S-class fighter we take a look at is the Gladius or the Gladius. And the Gladius has got 4 forward-facing weapons, 2 engines, but also just 2 shield generators. Gladius here, as you can see, the design looks very, very cool. And the ship statistics show you that the hull strength is the highest from all the fighters, but you're lacking shields. But like always in X4, if you're lacking something, you gain something. So you do have half amount of shields, you get double the amount of weapons. So you can choose for yourself. And here we leave the small ships and we're going to the M-class ships. And the first one we're taking a look at is the Baldrick. The Baldrick is a trader, is the M-class trader. You can see all the containers at the front. And the design looks very cool. I have to admit, this is maybe the best looking M-class trader I have seen so far. I really like the wings there. It is kind of like a bird of prey from the Romulans. Very, very nice. And also with that color, of course. I like the green color. Don't ask me about the green color. Very cool that the containers are numbered. Every container has got its number, starting from 1 going to 8 at the front. Very, very sleek looking. Very good design. The Baldrick, as you can see here, comes with 2 turrets. You have 2 engines and you have got 1 single M-class shield. And let's take a look at the ship statistics. So the Baldrick comes with 9000 megajoule hull and an additional strength of 9199 shield strength. What's maybe most important for the trader is the container storage. You have 10,700 cubic meters container storage with a travel speed of 1620 meters per second. Keep in mind, I'm just using Terran equipment for these Terran ships. So maybe you can tweak this by, for example, taking a Paranit travel engine, which gives you an additional power for the travel speed, and you go up to 1800 meters per second. Always keep in mind that you can adjust your ship statistics with different faction material. The Terran turrets you can choose from range from beam turrets to bolt turrets to pulse turrets, and that's it. There are no plasma turrets or flak turrets. Not even flak turrets for Terrans. We will take a closer look on the weapons after the ships. So there you go. That was the Baldrick. Really nice looking ship. Next ship we're in is the Bolo. This is the mineral miner, M-class mineral miner. It looks also a little bit different from the interior. And from the outside, you have a very cool looking ship that looks a little bit like a crab, but it is definitely not crab. So that's a fully loaded Bolo mineral. And as you can see, you have got a place for 1 single mining laser at the front and 2 mining turrets at the back. It comes with 1 single shield, 2 engines. The ship statistics tell us that it comes with a hull of 5000. The shields, of course, the same, 9199. And a solid storage of 8800 cubic meters. The travel speed for Terran travel engines with 4000 meters per second is very nice for a miner, very fast. You can utilize these ships really, really good. And let's take a look at the gas miner right here. The gas miner, of course, is lacking the laser at the front. There is no room for a mining laser, so it has got nothing. But you still have the 2 turrets at the back, which you can use in this case to defend yourself, because you don't need turrets to mine gas. You also have got the same equipment with one single M shield and 2 engines. The ship statistics tell you that it's basically the same. The liquid storage, on the other hand, is a little bit higher than the solid storage of the mineral miner, with 10,000 cubic meters room for a gas. Same speed and so on. And now to the interesting part, the M-class fighting ships. And we start with a corvette, with a lighter corvette, the Kurokami. The Kurokami looks like that in the inside, very nice. And that from the outside. So as you can see, you have 5 forward-facing guns, very heavy weaponry there on board, and even 2 turrets on top. Here in the buying menu, you can see the placement of all the weapons. We have the engine and the shields. The ship statistic tell us 10,000 hull points, and of course 2 times an M shield. 18,398. What's interesting on that ship is you have container, liquid, and solid storage at the same time. That's pretty interesting, and we'll have to see how that works when you're using it. You can see there are tanks, there are containers, and there is even a big container down here. Since we're taking a look on the weapons later, let's have a look at the next ship. Here we start in the next corvette. It's the Katana, and the Katana looks a little bit different. So you come in from here when you are teleporting. You're coming to the bridge, and you can go down the bridge. There you have a very big cargo port. I don't know what that is good for. And here is the runway to get out of the ship. Very big design in the inside, and you can see it also from the outside. You can see that the cockpit is very small, the complete ship is very big, and also very, very long. This is the next tier of corvettes in here. Take a look at the statistics. 11,000 hull strength, the same shield strength, and you can see the weaponry, 2 turrets on the top, 4 forward-facing ones, so you're missing 1 forward-facing weapon. But you can get hit a little bit more. Next one, we're in a gunboat. That's the Jan. The Jan looks like the trader from the inside, but also a little bit like the trader from the outside. And I really like this design. I liked it before, and I liked it in this case also very much. The gunboat, because it has got 6 turrets, as you can see at the top. Very cool design, very aggressive looking. And let's take a look in the buying menu, where the Jan can really shine with its turrets. 6 turrets. You could put a lot of stuff on these things, missiles or whatever. Just one single forward facing gun, but that's not the case with this ship. This ship should be staying in the middle of some surrounding fighters and just pick one after one. The statistics tell us a 13,000 hull, same shields. That's about it. And the last M-class ship, the Falx. The Falx has got a pretty big bridge, and from the outside, of course, you can see it. It's the frigate, the only M-class ship that can have an S-class ship on top. You do have some turrets. You do also have some forward-facing guns. Well, some 4 of them. So that's pretty good. You have a decent amount of engines at the back. Just taking a look at when the engines start. So that looks pretty cool, if you ask me. Very nice. Look at all these engines. Very cool ship. There you can see the placements of everything at the ship. You can see the 4 guns here, 1 turret there, 1 turret there, 2 shields at the bottom, and of course the 6 massive engines. And if we take a look, it's not even as fast as you would think. So I do have combat engines added. And the boost speed is pretty good with 3,000, but the travel speed is pretty low with 2,300. If we change that into the travel engines, then you can see the travel speed is with 3,290, pretty okay. But you should think that 6 engines could do more thrust than just that. You can have 1 S-class ship in your belly and 1 S-class ship on top of it. And it comes with a hull strength of 20,000 hit points. Now, before we move on, let's have a look at the weaponry. The new Terran weapons for S and M class ships are Meson Stream, the Proton Barrage, and the pulse laser. Let's have a look at all of them. And we're starting with the Meson Stream. As you can see here, we're in the Fox. We have 4 Meson Stream Mark II on it, and I will show you how that looks like when they shoot. That was one shot. Do you see the cooldown of these weapons? That is massive. That takes a long time. And here we have a look at the Meson Stream Mark II. As you can see, there is a burst weapon output of 5,975. So these are very hard hitting weapons. You can't just shoot them once in a very long amount of time. The sustained weapon output gives you an idea of how much you can fire that weapon, because you've got 477 sustained weapon output. That means that you need to wait a long time to fire these 5,975 per second. Effective range pretty okay, 6.8 kilometers. Next one, we're in a cookery, and this time we're taking the Proton Barrage as an example. And the Proton Barrage looks like that. Very nice. I like it. That looks pretty good. A quick look from the front, how they look like. You can see that they are even turning. Very nice looking weapon. Very, very nice looking weapon. I like it. For comparison reasons, we take a look also at the M-Class Mark II. And you have a burst weapon output of 428, but a sustained weapon output of 336. Since you can fire a lot more and you can also miss 1 or 2 shots, that weapon should do better than the Meson Stream. Although you miss a little bit of effective range, well, a little bit, you miss 1/3 of effective range. So you have 4.2 kilometers, but the projectile speed is very fast. So this is a good weapon for dogfighting, for example. And the last weapon we take a look at is the Terran Pulse Laser. The Terran Pulse Laser works like this. As you can see, not very fast, but I guess a good standard weapon. Comparison reasons: M-Class Mark II, you have a burst weapon output of 258 megawatts. You have a sustained weapon output of 227. That means there is no real downtime in this case. An effective range of 4.4 kilometers. Still okay for an M-Class weapon. There you go. This is like the lowest tier weapon. Then you got the Proton Barrage, which is also pretty good. And the Meson Stream is more like a Paranid Mass Driver maybe. So the Paranid Mass Driver works almost the same. If you know them and you like them, then you will also like the Meson Stream. I, for example, personally, I don't like this. I would always take the Proton Barrage. Thank you for taking a look with me at the S&M ships. You already see where the next step is going to. Tomorrow there will be the recording from Thursday from the stream. But on Monday we take a look at all the different parts that the Terrans bring to their station design. We'll take a look at all of this white, sleek looking station parts, and we will take a look at every single one of them. So be sure to be subscribed to this channel so that you don't miss it. Thank you so much, and we'll see us again tomorrow for the restream. Thanks.